your swing here. I've got a still shot that I'm going to send you as well, just kind of show the things that we worked on last time. So much better steady head. Your turn's a lot more solid and underneath and within your foundation like we talked about. So really, really good. And I know you're hitting indoors here, so it's probably hard to tell ball flight totally, but from what I could tell, it looked pretty good. So I've got you up here right next to Gary Woodland, and you're both at position 4, which is the top of the backswing. So you can see he's a lot shorter than you. You're over here. The biggest thing I want you to focus on is the difference in how his right wrist looks versus yours. Yours is almost kind of flat, maybe just a small little cup in that right wrist, where Gary's is really kind of cocked. That right wrist is really kind of cocked down, and it's got a lot of load in it. So that's where he gets a lot of his power from. You produce a lot of speed as well as Gary here, but that just makes him a little bit more stable. So that's something we'll work on tomorrow at the range with you, is getting that a little bit more solid there in the right hand. And that's going to kind of help us with what I'm going to kind of show you right here. So if we draw a line kind of from the golf ball up kind of the butt end of the club, 64-degree plane line. And then we'll do the same over here with you. 63, 64. So you can kind of see your hands are kind of the same height. His are he's kind of in a wider position. That's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, so that doesn't really matter. So, but one thing I want to focus on here is as we go down to position 5, which is where the left arm is parallel to the ground. Now I'm going to do a little red line here coming down the shaft of his club. He's now 66, so he's flattened out 2 degrees. Then we'll come down to where in between. So now we're at position, we're going to call this 5.5. And let's draw another line here. And now he's at 58, so he's flattened out even more. So he's kind of a little steep right at first, and then he's flattening out. And now what we want to do is look at yours here, and go one more, and we can see here how much further, so you can see how much more your hands have dropped. His, we're still kind of center of his chest at the same position as what we're going to call yours. You're going to be right in here someplace. So you can see yours has dropped a lot more. And not only that, you've gone more vertical than he has. And then let's go a couple more. And you still haven't flattened out here. So you can see how different that is versus his. So the club's dropping, the hands are going away from him, where your hands are falling more straight down. Now basically what you've got is kind of not too much lag, but it's just the wrong way. You've got a lot of pull in this and not a lot of fall in the gravity work in it. So you can see here, now that's where his lag is here, and you're just not getting in that position until way late. Your hands there have that same look as his, but your club head is down here in this area. So you've kind of lost all that energy and stuff. And it's just because the club's not flattening out enough, so you don't have enough of that energy holding it up and producing a lot more energy for you and a lot more hit. So you can see now his hands are pretty much stopped for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 clicks. His hands didn't really move. All they did was unhinge. So he took all that bent right wrist that I was talking about at the top of the golf swing up here, and he increased that bend all the way down to position 6 down here. All right, so now he's increased it and it's held right here. You can see how, look at his left wrist. It's kind of bowed a little bit. The right one's really bent back. And now because he's there, all that power and energy is stored up, and now it can just all unhinge without the hands moving much. Yours is going to be tougher to see here because you're not in as many clicks as here, but you can already see here you already lost the angle with both hands. They're pretty much flat and down into the golf ball. So right after impact, you can see your right arm's over the top of it. Where your impact, right, you can still see his left arm there, still see his left arm, now it disappears. And it never, the right really never gets past it. And you can see he's here, a lot more tilt in his shoulders. And you don't get the tilt until later, and that's because of the right arm. So those are things. We're just going to work on that right wrist a little bit more, and then that left, unloading it. So we're just going to kind of clean up key number 4, this sweet spot path, both on the backswing a little bit, but mostly on the downswing from that top down. So what I would like to see here tomorrow, what we're going to really work on is, so again, if we draw this line down to the golf ball here, what I'm going to want to see tomorrow is at this position here, I want to see us kind of down over there. We're going to kind of really get you flattening that club out. A little bit like Sergio Garcia. You know, he's got that real drop in leg that people talk about, and that's just what it is. He's just really saving all that energy and letting it flatten out a little bit. So that's kind of something we'll work on tomorrow, and we're going to get it going. But just going to give you an idea of kind of what we're going to head it into tomorrow. So look forward to seeing you and working with you.